Peace. Lafi, everybody. Yo, we back. We are back. I know everybody's been asking me. People have been asking me again and again, yo, Baba, when you going to do another spiritual high five? When you going to do another spiritual high five? And I know I put it out there as a teaser. I did 5, and then I stopped. And I really just stopped because I felt like it was important that I had something to say. I don't want to come in here and waste your time. I don't want to come in here and be fluffing and BSing with y'all. So now I'm at the point, I'm like, okay, I've accumulated enough experiences. I've had enough time to process various things. I've gone through a lot since the last spiritual high five, which is probably some months ago. And now I'm back. I'm back, y'all. You know, Obakaya Temple, Obakaya Worldwide. We've been away. We've been helping people to reform and refine their lives. We made a couple of trips to Nigeria to do Ifa initiations, and then now we're back. And so I'd like to say, first off, welcome. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the Spiritual High Five once again. And yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad that you all are here, that you all are there, wherever that is. And I pray for everybody's lives to go well, especially during these crazy seeming times. I pray for everybody to go and for your lives to go well, for everything to go well with everyone. So, spiritual high five today. What I would like to talk about is people asking me, Baba, what books can I buy? What books can I buy? What books can I buy? And sometimes I'm hesitant. Well, obviously, the first thing I say is you can go ahead and you can buy the Obakaya Temple Field Manual, Finding Your Way with the Orisha. It's on Amazon. It's on www.obakayetemple.org. That is my first thing that I say. Why? Because in there is an Iba, there is a morning prayer. In there, it teaches you about throwing kola nut. In there, it talks to you about and teaches you how to feed your head. In there, it talks about certain taboos, or what they call the rules of certain Orisha, things like that. So then beyond that, people will buy it. The book is very thin, so they feel like they sort of go through it quickly. The book is written as a manual, literally. It's written as a workbook. It's not something that's there to just pontificate on and say, oh, well, you know, Shango wears red or Shun wears yellow, blah, blah, blah. It's not anything like that. It's like, read it, have the information, and do it. So people feel like, okay, I've looked at it, I've done it. But a lot of the times they haven't really processed it. It hasn't gone from just being knowledge and understanding to being an innate wisdom. It takes time. Throwing kola nut to get really good at it takes time. So when people ask me about books, what books should they buy? A lot of the times, there's not many authors that I can tell them about. Because what I've learned over the years of my continued study and liberty as a Babalawo, as an Oluo, as an Ifa priest, as a temple director and president, is that you gotta go to the source. You gotta go to the folks. And I know what so many of you are probably saying already. But where do I find them, Baba? How do I find these people? Should I go to social media sites to look for them? Am I just going to run into them at the crystal shop? Probably not. That part, you need to pray to your Ori. You need to pray to your Ori. You need to pray to your personal God. You need to pray to your destiny for support. That part, you need to pray to your ancestors. Ask for help. Ask for support. That part, if you have Ifa, if you don't have Ifa, let's say if somebody just starting out in Alidra, don't have anything, you know, definitely your ancestors, definitely your Ori. Those are going to be the places. If you're fortunate enough to be someone who has people around them that deal with Ifa genuinely, then you're 100% ahead of the game. Because then, more than likely, you're going to get the opportunity to get referred. You can get a referral to somebody that's quality. Obakaya Temple, our temple, That's how it works. We don't have any major advertisements. We have a website. We have some really good SEO. Outside of that, it's word of mouth. The work is true. The work is honest. The work is pure. And that's what causes people to say, you know what? You got a problem? Call my Baba. You have a question about that? I know who you can talk to. Talk to my Olu. And that comes through, honestly, the earnest yearning, desire. Patience is a big part of it. Being patient. Because you're not always going to have the opportunity, unless you're just that fortunate, to be able to always be in contact with quality Babalawo. And that's something that's difficult because there's a lot of people out there that are Babalawo that are competent in Ifa. They're also very mechanical though. As far as the empathy goes, as far as the understanding, as far as building a genuine friendship with them, that part is difficult a lot of the times because a lot of the times people are doing it to make money. People are doing it to earn a living. So they will only go so far with you before they ask for compensation. And in part, I understand why. Because sometimes when people are very eager to learn about stuff that they don't know about or that they haven't ever really dealt with before, they come to that situation with ideas from other places and want to superimpose the ideas from other places onto the new thing. And you can't really do that. That's sort of like traveling outside of the country and wanting all of the food to taste like the country of your origin. It's really a ridiculous concept. If that's the case, you just could have stayed home. So similarly, I understand from the Babalawo side where sometimes they have to withhold a little bit. Because people, when they're hungry for knowledge, will draw and draw and draw, and they will ask and ask and ask, and they'll try to start doing stuff on their own. That's when it becomes dangerous, because it's not that simple. You have to be supervised. So in the regards of what book should I read, please, I would implore you, find a competent Babalawo, find a competent temple or Egbe, Obakayetempleofifa. We are here. We are one of those. We're not the only one, right? There's many all over the place. But if you are in North America, I know that it's difficult. It's difficult to find good people. And no, not everybody has to speak Yoruba to be competent. There's an aspect of Ifa called Ifa theology, which is really the essence, the sort of the dark matter that holds it all together, the chi of it all, the ashe of it all, that really holds it together. And that part comes from a certain kind of purity in the information and in the psychological understanding of the information, the processing of the information, to really bring it to its highest point. So for all of you that are out there that are very eager, I applaud you, because it's not easy to want to be a traditionalist. It's not easy to want to walk this path. At the same time, what I would say is be patient and be earnest and be honest about what you're doing and what you want to do and why you want to do it, so that you will be able to attract the best people. The other thing I will say is do not be dissuaded. Hear me. Do not be dissuaded if you run across some people that do you dirty. It's part of life. Good and bad work together. You know, if you don't have a negative experience, then it's difficult to recognize when you have a positive one. So do not be dissuaded. Stay as pure as possible. Stay as clear as possible. Process the situation in as many ways as you can. Think about, was I being naive in the way that I was approaching? Was I being greedy in the way that I was approaching my want or my yearning for information? Coupled with, was I listening to my Ori enough? Was I listening to this subtle, that soft voice that maybe said, this is a little weird, or maybe ask more questions? Or maybe chill out, and maybe I'm going too far. And it'll all be all right. You know, it'll all be all right. So definitely, in these last 15 seconds, books are cool, but you need people, because books don't answer questions. Books don't talk back. You need other humans to do that. Ifa is about a human interaction. It's about a social interaction. Odabo.